Wow, I'm late again, and this time around, I actually have a legitimate reason why I'm late, and that's because I was doing Christmas things. Yes, not joking. I was actually doing Christmas things. So my parents wanted to. I thought my parents were gonna come in again, but yes. Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are doing fine. Welcome to tonight's writing corner, writing stream. Writing corner usually is when I have what's it called? Writing corner is usually when I have what's it called already? My brain's not working. Usually when I have what was it already? Usually when I have collabs with other people. So yeah, I hope you guys are having I hope you guys are having fun right now on the week, because now it's Tuesday. And yeah, I just went out, came back, I was buying Christmas presents, so I am slightly out of it, but do not fear, because today I'm just want to spend some time finishing up one of my stories. So without further ado, yes, hello, me, your local favorite streamer playing game, not game, writing stuff right now. So yes, I hope you guys are doing fine. So today we're gonna be doing one of my other stories for 5 shots, which is a short story. What's it called already? A short story from one of my a short story from my short story collection based around my VTuber lore, because honestly, I just wanted to how do you say already? I just wanted to do something a bit special, because some people would just say don't put that much effort into like lores and stuff. I've seen some people, and I like say short story of a short story. Oh, short story. Hi Dai, hi Roy, welcome. I still can't forgive you what you said in D&D series, so I'm gonna smack you up with that. But yes, we're gonna write a story about overcoming trauma in a healthy way between two survivors of an extinct family line. So yeah, this is gonna be quite interesting, not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna play some of the chill tracks that I have right now. It's gonna be copyrighted as usual, so yeah, at this point you just kind of expected it to just be like this, honestly, because yeah, it's just like that. It's just something I have to deal with, really, just copyright the stuff. One extinct line and two independent extinct lines. Well, to be fair, okay, so this story, the idea behind this is a story name by the name of the Endlings. Actually, it should be called the Endlings. It's about, the focus is roughly on what's it called, Dylus, and I forgot to put this up here, but I might as well just do it here. Dylus and Rakan. So it's a character called Rakan, who is a lizard librarian. So if you're not familiar with what I'm going on here, especially since this is a character I've never done a mood board before, and I kind of want to, because this character feels like a very interesting tie over from the Sunset Wars. So it's a lizard librarian character. Lizard librarian. I'm just gonna say lizard slash kobold mix. So if you are familiar with go on a supply trip and learn about coping with loss. That's it. Okay, that's pretty much it already. So they are both technically from families that have kind of died off, and they're the last ones remaining. So Dylus, he may be inducted. Archosaur writer, also music a bit too loud. Oh, music is quite loud. Okay. Archosaur writer. It's not Archosaur. It's let me see if I can find it. Sorry about the music, but I hope it's so far so good. Let me see if I can find it right now. It's the Lizardman from Warhammer. Let me see if I can find it right now. I was thinking of Lizardman, but it's a very specific kind of Lizardman. It's not the big ugly Lizardman. That's for like the other people. I'm talking about this one, this tiny creature sort of vibe. Skinks. Yeah, I was thinking of skinks because I thought they'll be fun to do. And skinks are really tiny and also very cute. And I think it would be a good fit for this character because skinks are nice. Hold on, let me see if I can just grab up like a lot of pictures of skinks from skinks from Warhammer Total War. So I want to use this. I wanted to use this as a oh my god, it's funny. It's just like the skink looking up. But yeah, I have some references of the skinks here already. So skink librarian, do they do the melem? Yeah, they do the melem. But this one is not like genetically coded, so the lizard people in my story can do mostly whatever. Honestly, they can, yeah, they have their own freedom of choice. They still they do still follow a godlike deity, but they're not constrained by genetic coding and whatnot. So if you haven't, hold on, let me see if I can just quickly bring this up while I do the moment. Yeah, I'm basically going for this kind of look, really. There you go. Oh, the music is gone now. Fantastic, the music is gone. I just closed it. So yeah, I wanted. Oh, okay, everything's gone already. Hold on, hold on. You're not supposed to see any of this. Okay, what was it called already? It's supposed to be something like this. So, wait, hold on. Wait, what tab is this? This is a different tab altogether. What the hell is this? I'm so lost. What is happening? Where is it? My brain not working. I don't want to watch Dota 2, bro. No. Why? Who's doing Dota 2? What is this shit? But yes, I want to do something similar to Skink, but I want to focus more on this side. Like, imagine this design, right, Roy? But this design is holding a gun and also has the capability of puncturing through a normal man, because I think that would be really cool. Okay, so yeah, we're doing that, and obviously being a librarian means that she is more bookish. Yes, so I still haven't rounded up like the role of this particular character. Honestly, she's the lore keeper for the Sunset War. She kind of tells everyone what's going on in Siam, which is Thailand right now. I'm just gonna call it Siam because it's an old name, and I think it'll fit better for like a post-apocalyptic world to just go back to like old names. So Siam is where these lizard people kind of live. They live on like the left side. Let me see. I don't think I can point out on the map right here. It's not included in the map. But let me see if I can have it here. What's it? Thailand map. Yes, I understand there are things going on right now, but I just want to point this out very quickly before I go on to the rest of the story. Right now, this is Thailand, right? The war has kind of started here. Don't mind anything else up there, okay? Discussion. Yeah. I was thinking of Nagas actually, but they're not like that kind of Naga, but yeah, something like that. So the lizard men are mostly around this region, and they kind of share like sovereignty with what came after in terms of Thailand. And what was it called already? The post-apocalyptic Thais. I'm just gonna call them the Siamese. They had beef with them because up here in Chiang Mai there were a bunch of wizards that discovered something that started to influence them to act a bit aggressive towards the lizard people. So they had a small little conflict going. They actually had a big conflict, and the lizard people used to spread. They have different separate outposts, but the area they controlled was roughly in Myanmar and in Myanmar and Thailand. So from this particular region, they sort of like shrunk down to an area near this is the coast area. They kind of shortened themselves down. So the invasion path from this area is actually pushing all the way up. Of course, politicians being greedy, they didn't want this corridor only, which would have been a hell of a territory to get. They wanted the industrial centers in Bangkok and deeper in Thailand as well. So it's a long shot, and as I haven't finished writing the lore yet, the canon thing is that this place is considered scorched earth already because of some Sukhothai lizard men were driven to near extinction. Yes, and there's only one person left, which is literally Rakan, the only lizard person left that she knows of. Because how do I say this? Let me see if I can point this out. Yeah, a nuclear MIRV went off and killed every one of her kind. Yeah, that's about it. So the whole story is about basically them just trying to bond together, and because Rakan is supposed to be assigned with him as like the father's like sort of gambit to just take care of his son. If you see here, I've actually written something from the heart, because I try to take inspiration from the way I kind of argue with my father. If you have argued with your parents, this conversation is going to more than feel a little bit uncomfortable, mostly because it's just how it is, you know. I don't know. There's no other way to process this except like it's just how I have been communicating in my. I mean, like, I'm not doing this every day, but when I butt hits with my dad, sometimes I just do this. It's a common thing. in that Canine PG extension, just like with the dinosaurs. And that Canine PG extension event is nuclear, and it also reawakens an Eldritch Abomination that slept within Dylus. So, multiple catastrophes on different fronts. And by the way, they didn't even get the dignity. They didn't even get the dignity of how do you say? They didn't even get the dignity of a good death. Their bodies were brought back as part of like a parasitic army, and they came back as like flesh monsters. Yeah, I'm pretty fucked up, but yeah. You can notice I'm trying to figure out like the best way to put it, but it's a bit hard, not going to lie. But I hope that makes sense. I really want to expand into the Sunset Law because the Sunset War, because it's so fascinating for me. But at the same time, it's just I need to really nail it down, like all the things. Okay, so when I mercenary hope the secret 8 clutch somewhere the Sukotai retard the species. It doesn't matter because Dylus doesn't actually live to see that. It could be, yes, but the librarian doesn't go there because the whole place is an irradiated mess. Remember, the first the first set of MERS, which I think is roughly 3 MERS, bombs that whole location, and then there is a mountain near the lizard people where they were is another meteor. It's another base for nuclear weapons. So they somehow managed to nest around like a nuclear silo, and as their capital, they they don't even know how to use it, but they do know it has great power. So when they got nuked, that nuclear silo got uncovered, and as far as I can tell, that leads to like the one of the end of the arcs in the Sunset War, where both sides tried to fight for the nuclear weaponry. And basically I say it this way, one of them is trying to prevent damnation. What's it called? One of them is trying their hardest to prevent like there's people being wiped out. The other one is willingly going up to damn themselves using such catastrophic weapons a second time, essentially. So it's a bit fascinating putting it together. I just hope it makes sense. But other than that, the dinosaur people, they don't really come back. But right now I'm more focused on the dad drama. So I'm just trying to see about this, like, how do I... Yeah, I'm okay. What else already? People turn on off it. Help yourself. Not even... Not a light offer. 2. Bad. Okay. So basically it's just the father being upset, and I want to add more references to him coughing. Use set of raspy coughs. Okay, what else already? It's just basically father and son just kind of talking to each other. They just... Who am I at? Shut so. It's just sort of there. My voice got hired. This is not how. How can... Don't know. The argument is getting louder as a potential notion of recovery. So basically, it's just like the dad is right, Stylus is also right, but they're just not prone to agree with each other, especially after the war. Yeah, I'm just going to point out that he does actually point this out. I have guided that blade into your heart. So I'm not trying to allude too much to the Sunset War because I still don't have the events written down. But I'm making the short story after that and trying to just have some small references to it. Feeding care for Ceres endlessly and mill about. Nothing good. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out here. Okay. Oh, pop. I'm trying to think of like this father figure as what, Daniel Day-Lewis? I don't know. Not Daniel Day-Lewis. Was it like, I don't know what actor I'm thinking of in my mind, but just something like this. I have a specific actor in mind saying these lines, but I'm not really sure what lines I kind of want to use. But yeah, yeah, my mind is a bit adult, so please forgive me. Oh my god. Did not register. Make you potent generation. You have experiences that most people wouldn't. Most mercenaries wouldn't dare or wouldn't dream of living through, much less survive. So it's like the father has a point. Why so that alone qualifies for that position. Not enough. I've stopped using father. At that point, what is it, Courtney? This point was where I realized I had abandoned my formality, treating him as though he wasn't borderline messianic. Mercenary. No. Okay, so this story, I don't know. It's a bit hard because I'm trying to see how do I get to the main point quickly. Bad. This point where I realized I abandoned my formalities since the training myself more regular. It's just not enough, or I still haven't what's it called, mercenaries my age don't settle down. Don't what's it called, not settle down, it's like don't slow down, right? Don't slow down, but and those that do tend to die then. So where exactly are you going with this? It's a bit of a muddled mess. Like drawing from my emotions and working from earlier on. This particular section, I feel like it's hard for me personally because I'm trying to recall my conversation, my arguments with my fathers. So yeah, it's just a bit weird. Not going to lie. So where exactly are you going to? Going with this? I'm going another. The very different conversation is like, no thanks, I don't want to relieve that. Yeah, pretty much actually, but as far as I can tell, I feel like this is somewhat realistic because it's dramatic, obviously, but there is an element of realism because this is just a father being very protective of his son. You go for more. Harder. Yeah. Old man chuckles. He looks at me. He looked at sneered, and then until his breath gave way more. My unconscious hands. So the father has a coughing thing, but it will not be expanded until I finish like the second part of the story. So reached out to try and help, only to have him. Old man chuckled, looked at me, sneered, and then kept. Who filled your heart with such? Kept chuckling until it's like chuckled and then it's like laugh, right? Laugh. Or the cup he drank from tinged red, catching through the clear water. Well, with such tendencies, was it the orc? Was it the green giant? Has he filled your mind with a needless? No, he was hard. I put my foot down. Looking deeply into. Ooh, you like, I want to get out of here, fuck! So it's essentially like the father is still he has that mind of the mercenary, but the strain of his the illness and his like recovery from the war himself also is making him much more looser. There's also another reason why he's like this. It's mostly just regional conflict, so yeah. At that, no one sign. Okay. Only thing he did, contrary, blankly, fine. I could see the gears in his head turn, like a clock trying to move forward despite rusting joints. What's it called? Despite rusting gears. Despite rust. Each could see there was. Instead of responding further, the room simply fell. Right. It tried to, at the very least, offer some kind of thought that would hear him. I don't know, I find these stories kind of interesting because it allows me to explore the characters a bit more. Slow ticking of the ancient clock on desk. Gift from which country? Which place? Which place should I bring up from the Hollow Peninsula? Where is it? No, not this one. Where is it? Highcom. There you go. Was it no the cult already? Bintang Takuli. I'll make cult down in friendly religious group down in Kuala Syarat. Okay, the second longer. I think so far I feel like so far this is pretty okay, but then again I feel like context is also missing. But I don't know how to provide context for this except for like this one. So I don't know. I need to find more like references. Give me a moment. Hope so far the writing is legible, because it's how it is, you know. Let me see here already. What was I looking for already? I was looking for Omega lines. Woo! You want it? Okay. Anything else? No, I don't have anything else. Okay. Okay, anything else? No, not really actually. Just doing this. I just hope it's a bit legible. Because whenever I write, it's mostly like I just want to get work done and you guys can get work done with me. But sometimes I just want to inspire people to also write, but that's a bit hard to do, especially since I've been a teacher for a while. And if I can't get my students to write, I don't know how I can inspire adults to write. Sometimes mostly because I'm pretty bad at giving motivation. I'm good at explaining stuff, but motivation, it's different. I need more time with motivations. Hold on, let me just quickly get the word count out. Where is it? Really tools. Word count. Alright, 2000. Okay, I'm gonna have to quickly end the chapter as soon as possible. Also, yes, you're not joking. I've added the entirety of the long night, so the word count has been bumped up to 36,000 words. So yeah, that's okay. How long? Then 1. Okay, all right. What's it called? I clocked my head sideways. Is it I tilted? My head tilted physically. It looked. If it has one thing motivated me to do is dating campaign, because I have to innovate. I add new ideas to my character or his lore. That's nice actually, because for my D&D character, I don't do that. I have like lore for him, but I'm not like I'm attached to my D&D character, but the lore I come up with, I focus more on this lore, and I really wanted to add more lore, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know what else I can add outside of like the story. I'm creative, but when it comes to like this particular setting, I'm just sort of here and there. I probably want to add more to that story. I probably should add more to that story, but I want to focus on this first of all. So if I'm not reading some of your comments, please forgive me because I didn't set it to top messages already. Okay, all right, let's go. Right. He saw me. He looked upon my visit. I confirmed. It wasn't the best. Go through the details. Okay. Okay, father. What else? Now here's the block. I don't know the dialogue. I need to figure out what am I gonna write next after the dialogue. Try and figure out right here. Ransom was the best choice to keep you cool. There is Eiten up the dreariness, frustration that he held just before that seemingly vanished, replaced by the professional, long expected to see his voice then, but now had touch. I will authorize from the contract's fine print. You will be working with. Okay, what group can I add in maybe? Do I want to let me see if I can have another one. Planet. I'm just gonna think of like life aids. What is a life aid? Let me just see here. What is this? Brain is not working right now. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of something. I don't know what it is, but I'm thinking of something like a word for this particular. I'm thinking of the Malay word. Let me see if there's a Sanskrit word for this one. Oh no, Indian. I need to pull out my handy Google Translate. I know it's not good, but hey, it works. What's it called? What's it called? Charity. Jarya. Oh man. I'm thinking. What's it called? Brain is not right. I'm trying to think of like a word I can use here. I'm looking around my room actually, because usually when I look around the room, I can find some references here and there. What am I thinking of already? Amal Jarya. No, not really. Not Amal Jarya. Really? I'm thinking of something here right now. What is it? Mercenaries? You can also chip in as well, but usually I'll figure it out quite quickly. It's always no. I know this group. What group would it be? Maybe I can look at my medicine. Sure, I'm sure there's something on my medicine. Paracetamol. No, no, not paracetamol. I can't call the group paracetamol. uh. Okay. Let me see here, No, not really. Okay, no, I can't go this one. Hello party people, hello Mello, we're working on lore stuff. Me and my dad are fighting in this lore excerpt, so it's gonna be a bit distressing. But I'm trying to figure out what name can I fictional force healing. Fictional refuge. UNHCR. What am I even doing at this point? I'm trying to look for something, but my mind is not getting up to speed. What's it called already? Salve. I'm gonna think of the salve. Yeah, you know what? I'll just think of the salve. Why not? Patient group. Well, I'm just gonna write it in English then. I'll just, what is it called? Oh, world salvation. I know these people. They tend to stay out of trouble, even if they have something urgent to send. Okay, check up on. Yeah, this is just. I know these people. Trouble doesn't usually find them. Not even leaders. Not only the most foolish of raided groups, but one who tangle with groups that can help them, or most foolish of raided groups who want to tangle with a group that will help them for almost pennies. Alright, here we go. Contract's fine print. From the way this contract written, you will no doubt be working for the overall salvation. Do I say group or organization? I say organization. Basic mercenary groups. Okay, basic mercenary. Almost nothing as well. Okay, that's good. Alright. Noble Salvation Organization. No, it's why I chose ones. The way he just stared. The way my father stared into my eyes at the mere mention of more than one contract made me shrink. Immediately made me shrink in my chair. Okay. These days, I know I'm an idiot, but the last few days have thinking that I had grown extra stupid, grown extra dull from my time isolation. I know I'm an idiot. Yeah, this is the most relatable line. Nonetheless, the only thing he did was sigh. The only sound that escaped him was a sigh. Escaped him. I can authorize his contract for you. I slowly stood up. The fire in my heart. This time, though, some parts of it burned. I knew that this had to be from the way I had treated mine. Again, my mind. What kind of soul would treat her so harsh? He was only operating out of treasure. No ill intentions. The sheer acceptance. His tone he served to make the mood more sour, I think. Yeah, you can see my writing goes on for quite a while. How are you, Mello? I hope you're doing fine. I see some people are watching, so yes, we're just doing some basic writing. I hope you guys can use this time to write as well. We are all productive together. We are all productive together. Yes, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I'm still trying to figure out what to do here. Hold on, I see. I was stood up. His turn to stand. His imposing figure immediately shadowed. His hands behind him. It was his turn to stand. I feel like I'm extending it a bit more unnecessarily. I am authorizing you, but there are stipulations. There is several stipulations. What's it called? There are several stipulations. Is it stipulations? Is this the word stipulations, or is it just conditions? Can I just use conditions? Let me just check out really quickly. Stipulation. Contract demanded as part of agreements. Okay, yes, correct. It is stipulations. Right. Okay, right, that's good. Okay, on my mind right now, I've been posting stuff to Blue Sky, which is another... Okay, I just wanted to get this out of my way because I'm also looking at like social media at the same time, trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm kind of sad that Blue Sky has had no traction at all. Like my Blue Sky, the last few days have just completely died. And I have no idea why. I don't even know if Blue Sky has a shadow ban. Yeah, I don't know whether I've been shadow banned, but holy shit, I just don't feel like I'm getting noticed at all. Good Lord. If I'm shadow banned, that's kind of stupid, isn't it? Yeah, I'm posting stuff. What's it called? I'm posting stuff and it's just kind of bad. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing correctly, but then again, maybe it's just me. Okay. What else is it? Also, hi Mega. No notifications, neighbor buttons. Yo, Merkster, hello. We're writing a story about me arguing my father and my father. the authorization, but there are stipulations that you must follow. Any attempts to circumvent them, and I will personally go out of my way to tighten the existing security. Might as well ask. Okay, I accept. What are these terms? I mean, he went over to a white stack of papers left without even having to glance. White stack of folders on the cabinet. Without even glancing, I knew he was pulling out a record of all active mercenaries within the company. He was going to place me under close surveillance. But who? Question is who? As far as I could tell and could gather from the base, Yumiko and Tarn were on their separate assignments. Bombakla and several others were involved in the tightening. We're currently involved in the tightening of border security for Antico's things. Regalia Meras raising pressure on us. Answers free. I had my answer. My answer came quickly. Fortunately or unfortunately, my answer came pretty quickly. You will be assigned several of what's it called? Senior personnel. What is it called? No, not senior personnel. Do I want to be more? Do I mean more formal or just like have one? Because it's only gonna be Rakan, right? Yeah, it's gonna be the lizard person. Good. My answer came pretty quickly. Following flipping on page. The newest member of the Teman you on this trip, and she will assigned to document your every waking moment. she will be given a. I will handle the negotiation of the contract myself, and I will make her the leader of this contract. We call the acting leader for this contract for you. You and the OWS supply run will follow designated path that avoids all current Regalia, Mera, and Raider patrol, and no deviations. I will keep track of your movements by what will keep track? If we have before GPS, what do we have ready yet? Via a UAV, via one of our UAV. And should there be any complications, the mission will be scrapped immediately. The contract void and null for you personally. Do you understand terms? Do you accept these terms? These terms, mercenary? I had no choice. Anyway, do I not nervously? Rapidly. Good. Then you can start. Get ready. Major complication. And a distress beacon will be activated. Known raider passage. Okay, I think a member of the company will be with you on the tasking. Document. Yeah, it's totally not creepy, isn't it? Even though the pressure was immense, simply from words quoted the hardiest commands, I could feel my livelihood. Anything to get out of being felt like what couldn't be, what's it called? So far it's good, isn't it, mercenaries? Is this okay, everybody? I think this should be fine for the first chapter. What couldn't be settled, however, was one burning question. This mystery. Mystery, what's it, mystery leader? Oblige me. Rakan. She requires experience. Though Rakan will be joining you this contract. Trust her fully. Let's end the chapter here. I think it'll be funny if we end the chapter here. But I'm not done with this yet. Okay, here we go. Right, there we go. Oh no. I just like how sudden it is. You know what? That's great. Hitting 2. Is it hitting 2? I think it's hitting 2. Oh no, hitting 3. Okay, there we go. Okay, now next chapter. Now we actually get Rakan was interesting. To describe Rakan as bookish would be to undersell her. As I prepare my equipment in my workshop, I couldn't help but feel her reptilian eyes boring into the back of my head. Acute hearing, sharp hearing picked up on the sounds of what's it called? Her sharp dew. What is a dew claw actually? I was thinking of like the word dew claw, but for some reason I don't know what it is. Oh no, it's lizard claws. Lizard claw. Yeah, there you go. It's lizard claws. Right. Claws. Rapidly tapping away. And held device documenting my aim. Fulfilling my father's what's it called, stipulation. As soon as I had packed, as soon as I loading suddenly rolling up. Is it stripper clips? I know the SKS has stripper clips, right? Is it stripper clip? Yeah, there you go, stripper clip. Loading a bunch of stripper. Oh. Clips never. The act of merely loading up. Filling my stripper clips Never felt. Never felt so embarrassing. I could only manage 3 clips before I turned around arms. He looked at me inquisitively. Tone of the session shifted. Yeah, it is no longer intense, but it's no longer intense because my father's one is supposed to start off heavy, but when you actually get into the rest of the chapter, I think Rakan learns to let go. The idea is that Rakan learns to let go a little bit of like her adherence to instruction, because as far as I can tell, they do follow a matriarch system, a leader system, and they do follow the rules of the leader quite closely. But they're not like lizardmen where they are unable to like disobey. They have free will, but they choose to follow their clutch leaders because it is the most practical and has kept them alive against coordinated military assault. Rakan is still dealing with that, and I think throughout the story she kind of breaks it off and accepts that while listening to a leader is obviously something that you need to do, sometimes it can be a little overbearing because you need to see like the leader for who they are, sort of vibe, if you get what I'm going on. So yes. Yeah, so I'm just gonna call it Rockster because Omega called me Merkster. I was like, yeah, you know what, Rockster sounds perfect for the lizard lady. Rakan was one, if not the only, Rakan, as far as I can tell, was describe her first and foremost would be to get one thing out of the way. She wasn't from around the peninsula. A long story precedes the rather abrupt joining of the company, but she had spent last month Rockster. Abject company. How she got here was a long story, one that I wasn't keen on narrating anytime soon. Yeah, extra irony because I ended up writing the Sunset War. Rakan had made a presence well known throughout the company from the sheer volume of information that she collected. To put it in perspective, the walking super computer that was my uncle had less appetite for information and the lizard lady. Her quarters was roughly a few courtyards away from my workshop on the holding area, but I had seen how a small room a small nest they had initially created turned into a massive library rivaling my father's record. Meaning all sorts of knowledge, mechanical, ancient, or arcane, that she had maintained. She that of the one thing of the dozens, the hundreds of things she used in her recordings, her favorite had to be a salvaged handheld device from a portfolio that allowed her to endlessly type away her observations. Neat little documents. I had seen her people before, and while they were more than okay, I'm gonna sound slightly racist, than capable of using technology, they much preferred to keep their lifestyle simple. So, for Rakan here, she was the even before. It's not racist, please, it's not racist, trust me. It's just how she categorizes herself, okay? Not racist, trust me. Not that racist. I'm gonna make it bigger so I can see your text. They're telling they're Amish. No, they're lizard men. They're Warhammer lizard men. Warhammer lizard men. They are literally lizard men from Warhammer, bro. Look at this shit. This is what I imagine Rakan's people to look like. Lizard men, but they have guns. Just funny, you know. Also, there's a lot of shit here. Holy shit. Yeah, you can see all the funny stuff over here. They're lizard men, but they're self-efficient and are able to embrace technology, because one of them, as far as I can tell, is a what was it called already? It was I made them what was it called already? I made them how do you say this already? I made them my brain is not working right now. I was making them like the chief to have mechanical prosthetics, and the guy is just straight up no diffing Dylus every time they fight, so he learns just not to piss them off and to negotiate with them. So yes, it's very interesting, not gonna lie. What else is there? Okay, alright, what else is it? How's your Dojin story? Is it Dojin? Hello Jigen. It's okay, we're now at the lizard person. Yes, now we're at the lizard person, so yes, it's very interesting so far. How are you doing tonight? She was part most of them were like, except for her order. In our language, their rules simply amounted to being librarians, custodians of knowledge, knowledge. What's it called? It's sort of like the primary artisans of color and vibrancy. That wasn't to say that others of her kind could couldn't be allowed to involve themselves in such a trait. It was merely that she was purposely raised. Others kind could be lost. Such elite, such elite. I wouldn't say elite. I need to make it like a bit smarmy. Such wonderful habits. It was just that much. But I could understand kind was purposely bred for this purpose. They're purposely bred for this duty. We're purposely, so we were talking about lizard persons. I think this is good for character introductions. Compared to her brethren, she was far shorter, almost my height. Actually, almost my height, really, but easily. Okay, I want to use like the lizardman skink, right? Skink. We have the skink here, right? But I don't want to use the crest because I want to use something else. Do I want this crest? I feel like I want something else. It was like armored lizards, lizards. Yeah, I wanted to use the armadillo lizard because it looked kind of cute. Do we want to make her an armadillo lizard? Almost. With the sheer amount of scales. I need to look up this armored lizard. It's a very funny creature. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go. So funny. Look at this creature. So funny. I love it. What is it? Near threatened. Oh no. Basic one species. Blah blah. Diurnal. Is it chitin or is it just scales? I think it's just scales, right? Near threatened. It's now eagle. So yes, we're looking at lizards now. I hope you guys enjoyed the lizard. The lizard trade. Armored lizard. No, I don't want to go on Yu-Gi-Oh! I just want to find out like more about this lizard. It's so funky. You know what? Armored lizards? We'll do an armored lizard. But the sheer whiff of her scales. Of her... Was it armored skin? Which I could verify were nearly bulletproof. Made her seem far larger than she was. Yeah, so she's imagine this, and then mix it with the armored lizard, and then you have what I'm going for right now. This creature is your librarian, and I think it's cute. Also, what criticism right now about Killzone? How's it been? It's being involved or not watching your streams recently. Don't worry, Altec. Don't worry about not watching my streams. It's okay. You have real life stuff, and that's okay. But thank you for joining in. We're just writing about a lizard person, and we're describing Rakan, who is a. We're describing Rakan, who is a. What is it called already? Who is a lizard person, who is the sole survivor. Made her take up more space in the workshop than necessary. Any color is her kind. Is she an armored lizard? Yeah, it's an armored lizard. I'm mixing it up with the skink and the armored lizard because it'll be kind of funny. Yeah, I'm mixing this one up, the skinks and the armored lizard, because I think it'll be kind of cool. Because I like the design for the skinks, and I think them being like the smarter people of like the smarter kind of like the what's it called, the lizardman in Warhammer is perfect. So I'm trying to make this work out. Just need to figure out how, because they're all really cute. I like them. Look at this creature, it's so funky. The funky creature. Imagine this now. I hated being blunt about others, but I had to make it clear to her about something on my mind. We're really going for the cop. Her tongue flicked words as if stung by words. She nodded. Fine. Was it called the clutch leader has spoken. No, I want to do a culture thing. This is gonna be culture specific. What are lizardmen's all about actually? Let me read up on skinks. Need to read skinks. Highly organized, instinctive in groups, communicative, blah blah. Translators, scribe, artisans, and administrators. Yep, that's true. So yep, that's what I'm going for. Also, this lizard can use a gun. Yeah, they can use guns. Skink skirmishers, direct crested skinks, chameleon skinks, Vector, oxalotl. Okay, lizards with gun is peak. It's very funny. Pursuing a career is an alien concept to skinks. They're supplied to roll. They may change the role. Okay, I see. Fine or Sotek. Okay, there's so many roles here. There are so many roles here. Yeah, there literally is so many roles here for skinks. That's crazy. There's also Croxigores. Yeah, there are just so many. And I'm so fascinated by skinks, my god. I'm so fascinated by them. What's it called? The leader has spoken. Their words are gospel. My duty. What? They are little privacy in hurt. Is this not our property? Oh no, they're communist! I made them communist! our nesting grounds. Rakan. Oh no. I hadn't even begun describing the strange ways she saw our base. By all the Ashantas are playing, though I spent quite a fair bit of time with her people, who we described as, I don't remember what I called her people. There was a specific name, but I don't think it was Naga. I was thinking of the word Naga, but like lizard men in mythology. Are there lizard men? On the lizard men one was like dinosauroids. Boreos. Sometimes it's serpents. Try to figure out. Blizzard already has that covered. Yep, Naga's already. I'm trying to think of something. With something a little more what's it called? A little more how do you say already? A little more Southeast Asian. Let me see if there's anything else here. Draconian. No, not Draconian. Silurians. Yeah, Silurians would make sense. What else am I thinking of already? Cobra La. Yeah, call them Cobra Las. The Slee Stacks. Ooh, interesting. Oh, brother, so I just found a comic called Dinosaurs for Hire. What the hell? Zabon, what the frick? Let me see if I can figure out like what would be a good name for them. They're not communists, they just have a very unique way of seeing things. It's somewhat socialist because they're lizard. They're lizard peoples. Okay, or scorekeeper. Footballs and gloves. Okay, anything else? I'm trying to figure out. Trendosha. What would be a good name? I have always debated like what would be a good name for like a race of enlightened like lizard people. I'm kind of thinking about it right now because I never really gave them like a proper name. But let me see if I have the Naga. I'm gonna look at the Naga example from Blizzard. Wowpedia. Okay, they're just lizard people. They're just snake people, and they got boobs. Okay, cool. I'm trying to think of something else. Okay, let me see range. Oh, okay. I have one. I think I have an interesting one. Okay, I have one that's gonna make people angry. But it's basically because I'm taking like the official region of Thailand and I'm just transplanting them into something funny. The Theropoda. Theropods. Theropodas. Thanks to a few scholars in our rank, I never once considered being a host to her, any of her kind. Don't get me wrong. They're a martial bunch. Fierce fighters. Fierce fighters, independent, and willing to charge into certain death, all for their scale mother. The thing was, they could always never interacted with people outside of trade. So when Rakan came in, he was inducted to our ranks. Confusion followed very quickly. Others who had joined us as mercenaries, even the ones brought in by Warpfalls, could adapt. Rakan didn't quite get the memo. Then it is our privacy. There will be no the leaders Holter's stand. Yeah, there you go. I think this is pretty cool. I guess. Friend Dylus. What's it called? No, I wanna think of something. I'm just gonna rely on like language right now. Just see if there's anything else here. Oh. There you go. It's so awkward. I'm just inserting. Then it is our privacy. It's so the shift is quite dramatic. Not gonna lie. Then they are gospel, and I am bound for them until our nesting grounds. Due to her unique circumstances, judging from the way she continued to tap away at keyboard at her device, it wouldn't take a long. It wouldn't take long. It would take. It would be a long time before clicked. Didn't quite dissuade from trying to some space. Sure. It was. No, they're a big deal for your very big deal. Oh, the late night writing after doing my college finals. Oh, you're writing. Oh, your college finals is. You had your college finals. Oh, okay. How was it? In your kind's saying, disrespect is tantamount. Sacred. I know, because it's so weird because there's actually a prototype of her people. She does prayers as well. It was alright. Not too bad besides my finest calculus. Oh, I can't help you. Calculus, man. That sounds horrible. I can't help you for calculus. Oh no. I was up all night trying to remember everything. Oh my god. Calculus is bad. I don't know how to help you. President Sekai. Background was awful. Bruh, 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 bruh. What am I doing here? I'm just doing this at this point. What else am I thinking of? According to the definitions of your kind's sayings. I don't know how your story is going. My story is going okay. The whole week, Monday was okay. Tuesday has been busy. I've been typing the story for now, and I hope that I can actually get up to like maybe 6 chapters or like 6 chapters. Yeah, 6 chapters of 6 to 5 chapters would be good. I think roughly would be a good one. So we're kind of in chapter 2. It's gonna take a while for me to finish this story, but I want to finish it before the end of the holidays because I have an idea. I have a plan to publish this on my Royal Road. So if you know me, I actually do run a Royal Road. Let me see if I can drag it out right now. Let me see if I can dredge it out. Royal Road. Where is my Royal Road, fellas? Time to open up my Royal Road. So this Royal Road here that I have, where I already have 2 stories, which is Night Stalker and thing. And I haven't updated Knights of the Sunset War here for like a long freaking time. So I'm trying to figure out how to get back, and I want to add new, which is 5 shots. So I want to make cover up for this story before I start putting it in that particular section. So yeah, if you want to follow me on Royal Road, my username is the same thing, and I really do want to start posting on here because this is where I do get more traction than anything else. Not gonna lie, I like writing the stories here, and I like being different. And yes, this is a cover art for the Sunset War and what's it called, Night Stalker. Night Stalker is going to have a different one. I'm probably gonna get someone to do it, but yes, that's all. All right, that's all from me actually. Okay, right now we're at 3,700 words, which is okay, but I know I can do more. It's so funny. Most people will like have like 2 paragraphs. Like I offer only like 1,000 to 2,000 words for like my writing commissions, and already that's a big deal. But here I am just casually dumping like 3,000 words from my own lore because I thought it would be interesting. Beat it. Deciding my hands deciding to just load my clips while I talk to her. But very offered helpfully. You should focus on your task in Petram. Our what's it called? Our journey to the Our journey to the trade center will take even by vehicle. your gas chugging your gas eating vehicles. Fuel eating best. I don't want to put in like a reference to like Skaven. I'm just gonna say best to hurry. They focus. Worry about me. Fingers. Chop my finger. Mechanical and organic tremble. Trying to load. Let you know. Not that necessary. As an added bonus, emotions to what was it called? Emotions to Terrapodas. Terrapodas. Do you mean just Terra or Terra? It's like Terrapods and then Theravada Buddhism. Terrapodas. I think Terrapodas would be funnier. Terrapoda to the Terrapoda. Were something they deemed less of a concern, less important than work. In fact, if you ask them how they felt about mankind, they would be to tell you that more work is better, greater for their factions based off Malaysian culture. To be fair, if we go look up here, Regalia Mera is pretty much we check the Malaysian map, right? We check the Malaysian map. The Regalia Mera, it takes up a vast majority of the space where Perlis. Let me see. Like where you see here, right? Where Kedah and Perak is. Kedah, parts of Penang, all the way until Kelantan and Perlis. I think Perlis is here somewhere. Baru is here. Perlis is here somewhere. Where is Perlis? Perlis is here. Kedah, yeah, Kedah, Perlis, Patani, all these areas technically belong to the Regalia Mera because it's huge territory, which makes it more believable that they can lead an invasion into this area. And it takes the worst qualities of our current administration because they're all based from like military types. And if you know anything about our history, our country's obsession with politics, not very good per se. So the people running the Regalia Mera are essentially a semi-authoritarian no, it is a full-on dictatorship, authoritarian nightmare, but it does get shit done, and they do. Interesting. Never knew that about Malaysia. Yeah, it's always like that, and they put a lot of focus on military-wise and grandstanding over practical things. So the whole invasion was just like national propaganda. Paraiso being around where Malacca is. Yeah, Malacca is. So being a cultural area, there is a lot more how do you say? There's a lot more arts and craft here. The most level-headed place is Home Base 1, which is where Kuala Lumpur is right now here. So it acts more as an administrative center where people, you know, they get shit done. But since this is no longer a unified country, getting shit done is only done within Home Base 1, and they have far more problems because the hazard zone is literally just across them. So yes, the hazard zone is spread across them, and you have to contend with monsters. So most of the time, they're like an adventure land where you kind of have to deal with a lot of issues. Zio is Chinese. It's roughly a Chinese area, mostly because around Johor there is a lot of there's a distinct focus on like Chinese immigrants coming to the area as well as Singaporeans. So I base it off more Chinese stuff, and since it how do you say it? Since it's split into two, Singapore is the home of an advanced AI. So the advanced AI sometimes send out what's it called, hit squads to gather more fuel, and both of these kind of have to contend with them. And yes, they're also criminal empires. So yeah, it's a lot of different settings. Like for example, the Silver Sea is where the Orang Asli usually are, around this area. But the Orang Asli also kind of travel across to the empty coast. So it's fascinating. I need to lay this out, but for the most part, Malaysian culture has sort of diffused into these areas. The hazard zone is where you find people like mat rempets, gangsters, all kinds of crooks and thieves hang out because they're not accepted in home base 1, because you can't build a society with all these kind of people and let it fester. That's my point of view on society, but we just let them fester because they're corrupt. People are corrupt. So here, people are sort of not corrupt in this area. If you're not in the regular area, how chances are you have a pretty decent moral compass, per se. And there are all types of different mercenary factions. So pursuit specialists like metropolitan Malaysian mercenary style. So we work with many different peoples. Pathfinder is more foreign, mechanized as well. So they're more on like the Cyberjaya kind of people. They're Cyberjaya, I think so. The most advanced area in KL. So they're very techy and obviously led by a white guy. Bridget Industries is more religious. It's a little bit more religious as well. So yeah, it's a religious group that uses faith to build armor. So sort of like Warhammer in that case. Malaysia is a mixed military state administrative or client states. Yeah, it's not a joint country anymore. If you check the map, it's basically split up into several different countries of their own. The definitions for countries have greatly downsized since the apocalypse happened. So home base 1, the empty coast, Regalia Mera, anywhere where a major faction has staked their claims and built their borders, that in itself can be considered a country instead of a state. The whole place is just called the Hollow Peninsula. Of course, I was thinking of expanding it and making sure that the other places in the world are still there, because if there's one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to make like a story that is how do you say? I don't want to make a story that is how do you say it really? I don't want to make a story that is solely kept to Malaysia, because the one thing about Malaysia is that we're always very multicultural. So I was thinking of implementing like people coming in from Sarawak, which is obviously Malaysia as well, but I can't really talk about that because that's over the sea. So got Sarawakians coming over, and then we got some. Of course, most of the areas will be devastated by the apocalypse, but some branches of Indonesia would survive. It is canon that there is a set of British knights that came across like the ocean to look for new cause. Obviously you got Thailand and Cambodia up here. I won't talk about that at all. There could be people from Australia coming in, and I think Australia for the most part will be safe, except I plan to have a giant hole in the middle for some reason, because that's where one of the biggest warp storms are. Malaysia's one is already pretty big, but this one was a big warp storm, came and left, and kind of fucked up Australia as usual. Because if you know anything about Gundam, things just like to horrible things just like to happen to Australia, and I want to continue that joke. But every other country, I'm not really sure. I don't know what to do about the United States. I know Britain will survive. I think Europe will be okay. But for the most part, the world will never be the same. They're sort of like World War II modern day tech, but they will not unite because the warp storms constantly force a state of constant fear that won't allow like all these states to like prosper. Like United States, if you read like one of my first story, the Dusty Goliath, I think I'm gonna set it so that most of the people in the United States are just wiped out by a nuclear apocalypse. and most of them have just mutated into like completely unhumanoid things already, and then things that are just coming over are um sentient lizards. I don't know. I think it'd be funny. Other than that, I don't have any other ideas. Maybe some people from Sri Lanka as well. Who knows? I don't know. There's a lot of things I can do with the lore, but I just need to first focus on Malaysia, and then after that. That tell you that they want to work more. Feelings weren't alien them, mind you. I seen Rakan, bro. Mutant Mad Max. Yeah, Mutant Mad Max. Yeah, it just turns out we're. If you like see, like it's like run by what's it called, mutants, and then also there is a big faction of like pretty ambiguous, like semi retired war AIs that just kind of go around helping people. That would be kind of fun. Like AI journey, just helping out everybody, and then the rest of the world, I'm not really sure. It's a big world out there, so I'm not like immune to having like the idea that maybe Russia actually just goes back to their own what's it called? Russia just goes back to their own Metro Exodus kind of way. And then what's it called already? This place just sort of becomes I don't know. But we'll figure that out anyway. Not that necessary. It. There. Listen. About people. They're being carefully maintained library and corrupting religious deals. This normally normal like to dwell in such era. Yes, see it as a state of mind and then move on with the rest of them. It's honestly quite astonishing. I think it comes from Moroccan. Considering that all intents, and I'm gonna drop the fucking bomb here. Purpose, you last one. No more theropodas. Please last one. And lack is the last one left. He is the last one left. Yeah, let's go. She was the last one left. Once her lifetime is species actively extinction was the only way out. I'm pretty sure I'd be, and then doesn't even think to dwell on it. Only work. some way. If I hadn't made it clear enough, envy. Is it lady? I could really use instead hiding away in my envy. Right. Actually, you know what? That's the energy. But I couldn't. So the whole crux of this, I think I'm starting to develop it right now. The whole crux of it is that Rakan needs to break out from like her cultural, from a cultural programming and learn to grieve, because right now she still talks to her scale mother and whatnot. Like, it works for her, obviously, but there is no shame in integrating like some different ways of seeing the world around her, and Stylus needs to learn how to take her habits of working and integrate it into his life so that he actually works himself. For the most part, he's just been like sort of just angsting in his room. So it makes sense. It's like a buddy cop story. It is pretty nice, I think. Not that she understood that. Fished up. As I continued to walk around the room, gathering my belongings, Rakan constantly wrote about my every action, even the act of what was it called? Even the act of wearing my body armor. By the time he actually left for the town. I think we took up the town already. Yeah, one, right? No, not Yentian. I know I wrote something here. Nice. Pandami Metis. I was sure she had built up a ledger worthy. The right was thoroughly John. All that was lost, slipped out of mine, away from my mind, drowning. Immediately, tension that had overtaken the country comfortably. Yeah, it's like lordoms after even after disastrous pain. The Regalia Mera have taken it upon themselves to turn on their neighbors and purpose their quest for more. As if to demonstrate this, road ahead of us, littered with propaganda leaflets, nearly reminiscent the ones they had dropped. Sunset Coalition is this time they were addressed. The car, was it called? The drop engage. Human dominance. Rakan have been analyzing leaflets and have concluded that these people, these humans, this human clutch, still not satisfied. Malaysian technology. They are, so to say, hungry for status quo. Humans use it in order to describe a state as maintained through careful administration and was an unchanging protocol. Okay, I think the dialogue is actually getting more interesting. They would like to become traditional example of country. Spanning their borders until they have claimed the entire peninsula. That struggle will that and a little bit off. Extra terrestrial phenomenon was referring to shortfall, one of which is happening in the over the foamy, what's it called, over the mist covered foamy oceans beyond. I stared at it with playing with if belonged. Why hold on? Such a useless. Wouldn't it be better? Please. Not like I don't know, this is getting quite philosophical at this point. I'm sorry if I'm getting everyone confused. I don't know how it turned into this. I wasn't. Though I wanted to stay compound, I was quite aware of some of the reasons that were. I'm writing about the horribleness of I was writing about the horribleness of Police Kedah and Kota Baru, what's it called? Kota Baru in what was it called already? In fucking up our area, Lantan, basically. They're all just oppressing Penang. We're such animosity for us. Great Flat Country. Quite aware that some of these reasons had to do with feeling. Okay. I felt the same way I did towards my mother. Why not just on? You don't win by staying contained. Paranoia. Yeah, this whole section's just about like Dylus lore. I find it quite interesting that I am actually expanding this quite a fair bit more frequently than I am just like normally. So by the way, I have to point out the what's it called already? I'm just gonna point out like the impressions on like what's it called, the impressions on Twitter is absolute dog shit, bro. I'm not getting noticed at all. But maybe that's just because of how I structure my tweets. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't even know anymore. I'm just hanging out on my own. I'm just kind of tired, honestly, of just having to. I'm just tired of having to fucking deal with social media, so that's why I'm just gonna write. Man. So tired. Man. So tired of. I don't want to suck med. I want to suck med. God. Guess I'm just seeing here already. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, by the way, M200 has a trailer now from Girls Frontline 2, so that's pretty cute. He's back. The potato is back. Kinda funny just thinking about it. What is this? Ipin lowered price? I don't even know what's happening. Kinda funny just seeing my Twitter right now. You see, when I start looking at social media, I can't fucking stop, and I don't like it. I don't want to. I want to get off this site. I'm not productive this way. Stop it. Please, someone ban me from Twitter again. Elon, ban me from Twitter so I can get more work done. I don't care if I lose my followers there. I just want to get work done. Now I'm looking at next spots. Ah! Going crazy, bro. Also getting tired. Shit. Oh no. Of a rat or croc. Yeah, attention span of a crocodile is just See, once I see this, I'm just gonna get like losing my fucking mind, bro. Losing my fucking mind. Okay. Okay, what else is there? Now I'm looking at stuff on like fucking other sites, man. Oh, it's just so funny. Good lord. Fail. What else? What else am I thinking of already? What else? Yeah, I'm just. Just go back to writing. Go back. There is no point in using in that vein. In that vein, even the mirror had some success there. Moving on. Although making it cause animosity, conflict, rather all this did was fill my mouth bitter. Made me this Rakan document. How are you feeling? That's all. Noted. It's so funny. I thought I wrote this part before. It feels like I wrote this part in particular. Why am I getting a deja vu again? God damn it! Deja vu is hitting me like a brick, and I feel so weird about it. Lord Almighty, I gotta stop feeling so weird. Oh, God. I'm just trying to figure out, like, see, once I start looking at other shit, I get distracted. Oh my God, I'm getting distracted again. Fuck. Getting distracted. This is the main problem with writers. They just get distracted, and it's just not funny anymore, bro. My brain is not working. Help me, mercenaries. What's your advice for breaking out, like, to stay focused? Because usually when I don't stay focused, maybe I think it's time for a break. I feel like I need to go toilet. Yeah, I feel like I need to go toilet, but at the same time, I'm just like, Oh, brain is not working. Moves it. Oh, goon? Really? You're gonna bring up gooning on my stream already? Good lord, man. I don't want to goon on stream, bro. That's crazy. You suggesting crazy shit, bro. God damn! Why? You're being sussy. I'm gonna have to ban you. Chat, kill this man for being sussy. What else am I thinking of right now? I just need to continue. I just need to push on until I, like, get to town, and then after that, I think I can stop there. But again, like I said, I kind of want to. I kind of want to face the wall already. Oh no. She tapped. Okay. Noted. Bring in the car. Rocken documented. God damn it. The thinking that followed this. Filled my mouth. Bitterness. Okay, so how so far? I hope the readability is clear. I feel like the readability is clear so far. I think I'm not so sure. I feel like it's readable, but I'm trying to make sure like the paragraph count is small, because I remember back then my problem was my paragraphs were insanely long, insanely lengthy. So I'm trying to cut it down to like roughly the best is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines and then that's it. Go away. Does this from my tasking? Good question. One I had no answer to at the moment. Simple job can be botched by a troubled mind that my shrugging answer question. My shrugging answered a question. Out. R suddenly felt a lot smaller. Continued. It got smaller when it started to slow down. Driver front told us adjusted. FRS really unknown others any. Who else? Who else to check? In the face? As the mercenaries near the station gathered around our vehicle, I surely recognized one of the guys manning stoutish man with a thickened beard whose ends were black from constant exposure to gunpowder doses. Gunpowder! Wow! Gunpowder. Also, hi Zero, welcome to the stream. We're about to finish up the writing because I don't want it to extend for too long. So yes. I don't want it to extend for too long. I'm just kind of just doing this funzy. Trying to figure out what's going on here. Go. Yeah, I like my friend's sketches. Like, it's so funny because when I see people drawing like OCs, people just draw them, right? And it's so cool to see them visually. But when it comes to my OCs, I do mood boards, and then after that I just do mood boards, and then after that what's it called already? I do mood boards and then after that I just do like how do you say this, text. I just write about stuff. It's just kind of weird, not gonna lie, for me, because I don't know how people can imagine that based on like my description. Some people can, but I think most people can't, and it's not an alien thing. It's also just kind of sad. mean, it helps, sort of. Yeah, I mean, it helps, but only to those who I feel like are writers. I feel like I'm being discriminatory when I do this. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Very just Okay, right. I'm just gonna continue onwards with my writing until we're done. Cause I'm getting distracted. You can see my eyes. I'm getting distracted already. He was taller than the last saw him. From our what was it called? From our demolition. Second demolition. Second. Taller than Homo, which was probably due to the exoskeleton that he had pulled off dead Lancer and Canteen. He looked good. As he approached, slowly peeked my. Yeah, just imagine, right? Imagine this guy, right? This stoutish man, right? A short, stout barrel of a man. So when I describe this guy, I want you to think of the gunner from what's it called? The gunner from was it called Deep Rock? Yeah, I want you to think of the gunner from Deep Rock. Yeah, this guy, he looks like that, except now he's wearing an exoskeleton that makes him that makes him larger. Yeah, just think of the gunner from Deep Rock, and you pretty much got Bombakla down. He's just a demolitions expert. It's just kind of fucking funny thinking about it, not gonna lie. I should play Deep Rock more often, goddammit. I don't play it enough because I got different games to play. But, you know, it's just how it is, I guess. So this guy is just quite literally just a dwarf. Out car. Bakla. Intuition. Already running. Knew who jumped over. Into ring felt I was even behind his helmet. I could feel his smile. My boy, you've escaped your father's dang old dungeon. Does this mean you're ready for serve? Yes. Rakan answered back. No, dwarf. He is still under strict control. Ish. Talking to that boy. His nickname for the just call him Terry. Couple of lads. We are running on a tight. You. What's it to ya? Bakla is hooked. She tagging you. Yeah, I like how I can manage to nail down the dwarf. He's just dwarf. I think this would be good because Bakla is in Sunset War, so I can actually sort of like base off his personality and how I write him here. Fine. Now I'm back on Discord again. God damn it! I'm always back on Discord. Mother, stop reading! Get this program off me! Like, just 8 people watching me, right? That's funny. It's great. I love you guys. Actually, it's kind of inspiring. Like, 8 people watching me stream, or like 8 people watching me, like, what's it called? Just write is actually quite inspiring because I always thought writing was like a thing that most people were confused by or like would feel overwhelmed by, but it turns out, well, you just need an extra push, you know? Ordering the other checkpoint mercenary returned. Others been on the fritz. Holding up. He nearly darn well choked himself over. Say it's doing him any good. Especially with this era nonsense. Got a lot going. doing his mind any good. Blame him. Sucks like a this just sounds like a bad elf's arsehole. Back, yeah, you can tell this is the story not for kids. Okay. Flying over their new choppers over the intimidation factor. Trying to get a rise out of us. Never took. Unless he proved it to him that they were better bomb makers than him. Proved it. He did. Right after. They let him give us the firing. Order to fire will show these condescending and what it's the what's it called, condescending the idiots to pay back. We showed. He enjoyed it. I let him know through my eyes. I didn't. Bakla picked up on it. Awkwardly rubbed the back of his head. Rubbed back. The stutter escaped him. No, it's fine. Have contract. Have authorization from Dad. She dug around in her nap. Oddly cute naps. Oddly shaped naps. producing the contract. Some time digging. Crunched up contract. Let's see. Do this. Backla red shoe. Pulling out a pen from him that had been crudely modified to stick to his body armor. Few wishes of ink, and he handed a hat mic. Put his off thing for the checkpoint to let us through. He or continued conversation. Or nothing. Doesn't seem like the old man knows pretty god. Should take one. Lot of can be written bad situation and order. Yeah, well, you live with that, what's and all. Stop these meatheads trying to get one up on. Best to keep your poncho for any patrols. Lizard lady. Sure, you. Then turned. Who was now busy chewing on a turkey. The Terrys, that's not the Terry. Yeah, more lore references. Stillwalker. So yes, she may be a librarian, but she is more than capable of just fucking up things. Great, I love it. I love how I can naturally integrate the laws. That's how you can see that the story writing gets more natural. 2,500 words. I think that's good. Or yes, she can take out a Stillwalker. So that the groaning. Memory was faded away instantly. Which I know. And keep soon we were on the road. I was in my seat. My mind mulled over Rakan's perception. What was it called? Perception. This strange new Bakla had been somewhat rough. I remember that quite. Okay, you know what? I'll just try and keep this contained right now because I'm stretching to like 11 o'clock already, so 3 hours of writing. So I feel like so far we're doing pretty good. We already are done with chapter 1. Chapter 2 is almost done. So I feel like this should be a good, easy chapter to read. Well, by all accounts, I think it's fine. I don't know whether it's a chapter that makes sense because after this, right? Hoy, oh my god, Rivo, no! He caught me at a bad time. I was ending the stream. Now I was writing lore. You can catch up with the lore, but thank you very much for joining in. Oh, it's okay. I was just doing lore stuff, and you can see here I've edited everything ready. So after this, right after the endlings, I'm probably going to go to Antiophobia, which is something I find very interesting because this is now, this is going to be a purely Junshi, what's it called, that story. What's it called? Junshi, which is actually my father. It's going to be a story about that, and it'll be more action packed and almost similar to the secret level episode where with the space marine guys, except Dylus is still a kid here. So I'm gonna do that. Then the last one I'm going to do is Hawkeye the Tempest, which is gonna be the darkest fucking story out of all the bunch, even darker than the Long Night, because as I like to start off, Stylus is dead here. Yeah, he literally is dead. He wakes up dead. Someone else is puppeteering the body. That's just how it is, okay? Scary. Oh, don't worry. Scary is just how I operate. But once it's done, I think this year I think I can get Antiophobia and the endlings done. And yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me for tonight's stream. Thank you, thank you. Although I do feel like I could have been a little bit more interactive with everybody, although and less distracted by things, because holy moly, I'm just getting distracted by so many, what's it called, what's it called already, I'm just getting thanks for the stream. Yeah, I'm just getting like caught off guard by all about the random stuff, really. So it's so funny. What the fuck? I don't know. It's just kind of funny. Just putting it in my mind right now because I really want to. I really just want to get this done. I'll continue to post this more on. What's it called? I'll continue to post this more on. Okay, what was that? Okay, I was gonna post this more on Twitter as well, just for an update post, but I don't think I'll get any traction. I'm kind of despondent on Twitter at this point. But yes, let me quickly go back to the chat screen. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming to the stream, and as always, glory be a day. The week's stuff is not over yet, but we unfortunately cannot stream for the next 2 days because tomorrow I have D&D, and the day after I do have a Christmas celebration in my local Christian group. So I can't really do much about that. So Friday will be a Rape Ban Min. I don't know whether I felt that writing is so exhausting. Writing is exhausting, but when I get into the flow of things like writing dialogue between the dwarf and the lizard person, actually, you know what? It gets really engaging, and I like that. I like that a lot, and honestly, I'm just happy that it's just there. If you feel it, right? I don't know whether you can feel it, but that moment, right, when I just started to write, it just went on. It just went on. It went on naturally. It did not feel forced, and I think I got a lot done in that short period of time. That's the magic of. That is what I think is the magic of what's it called? The magic of what's it called already? The magic of writing for me, because you just get to go and what's it called already? You get to go and just have fun and see what's going on. All right. So yeah, I think we'll just end it here because I'm just kind of I feel like I want to rate. Or Rat is there to rate, and Kara. We already rated Kara the last time, so I think we'll just won't rate anybody again because I'm completely fine with that. And we'll save the rates for maybe on Friday whenever I'm streaming. All right. With that, thank you everybody for coming to the stream. Glory be a day. And if you're inspired by my writing, you can always follow me on Twitter and see more right stuff. Right. With that, thank you everybody, and have a good one. Good night, and get a good rest. Thank you. Bye bye.